So either I can go to say, let me start again. Ella Phillips. So I can go to actions. I can go to security profile, and then I can see view user security groups. So this way I can see that list that she's part of 57 groups, the security group, the group type, and valid for with security group restrictions. Or I could go to security profile and say assign user-based groups. So I can see that has the 6 groups that she's assigned to. Say I would like to add her to report administrator. I can select it from here, or I have an option to scroll through the groups and assign the groups as well. The talent administrator as well. So here I can see the report administrator and talent administrator has been assigned, and I press OK. And now she has access to these 2 groups. Another way of doing it is you can go to view security groups. I can either select the security group type, or I can press OK. I can look at the names of the security groups. Say HR, manager, management chain, a workbench group. Say I want to add her to alternate approvers. I can go to user-based security group and then assign users. And Ella Phillips is added. And now I can see Ella Phillips has been added to the security group. So this is role assignments. So assign roles, add, remove, say shipping, receiving, store manager, DEFI data. Okay. So let's go back to if I don't want to copy any role assignments, I can just go here. I can look at the roles currently enabled for Ella. And if I'd like to add, say, so she is director payroll. So I would like to say payroll. Yeah, when you have more than 500 values to search from, that is when it gives you that error. But then if you go down in the menu, you should have some kind of categorization. That's very rare that you would not have any categories or any values or any subcategories or any combination of, submenus within the searchable value. For example, here I'm trying to search and it says no items. And it's not letting me search anything for this person, for Ella Phillips. but that is probably because of a configuration issue.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, when you have more than say 500 values, it should give you some kind of categorization or which field was it? Which object was it?
Um, I'll have to look. Maybe I can look at my screen and get back to you, but I don't remember it handy. But I can go back and check and let you know.
Sure. If you have come across such issues, just take a screenshot next time so we
Okay.
can, stage it again in the
Okay.
tenant and see what's going on there. So user base, you can do multiple ways, like you can go to the user profile and add user base security group, or you can view or search for security groups, select from there, and then assign it to the worker. Let me try to see what is going on with her organization. So let's search that first because we are unable to add it from here. Oh, she does not have a supervisory organization. She's part of payroll, but she doesn't have any people
But,
reporting to her. Yeah, yeah, she's part of a supervisory organization. Like she's
mhm.
part of payroll. If I go to the payroll supervisory organization, I'll see Ella here. But
Okay.
if I look at Ella herself, she does not have anybody reporting to her.
Okay.
That's what I meant. She does not have
Okay.
her
Okay.
own supervisory organization, but she's part of Beth Liu's supervisory org. She she can have a role in her supervisory organization, which is superior. So let's look at here. Let's look at the roles. Let's say assigned role, interface partner, and let's assign it to Ella. So let me elaborate. So what I was trying to see that when I go to say security for Ella and add assign roles, add remove. So if I'm not copying from anyone or remove all roles for assigning, I can go here. And for this organization or this position, this is not an organization, this is a position. So it's telling me that, what are the roles that are assigned to Ella. So I can add or remove roles from here. But I was trying to add role for Ella, but it would not let me add any roles from here, right? So what I did was I went to Ella's supervisory organization. So for example, it's letting me, okay, it's letting me remove from here, but it's not letting me add a role from this side. So I can go ahead and say remove this and this role. So if I now go to Ella's roles, so I can see that now she only has 2 roles available. So what I did was I went to Ella Phillips again. Opened her supervisory organization because she doesn't have any people reporting to her, so she does not have her own organization. But then I would like to give her a role in the supervisory organization. So adding a role to the soup org for Ella can be done from the soup org that I would like to give the role into. So from the earlier screen, I removed a role, and from this screen, I'm going to add a role. So if I go to payroll, it has been assigned to Ella on 8/30/2021, 8/3/2021. Another way of adding rules is, and I go to actions, security profile, sign role, say her boss was Bethlehem, BETH. And then I can look at Beth's role underneath. Say I would like to add this role and this role to Ella as well. So now if I look at Ella Phillips, he should have those two roles copied from Beth Liu as well. So now these are the roles that Beth has now. Sorry, Beth, Ella has. Compensation manager, compensation partner, and all these supervisory organizations are listed here. So we have a new another example. So we have a new HR employee. Shmoka, I think your pen is on. So we have a new HR employee, Jane Smith. She needs the HR partner access to all employees globally, but she should not have access to compensation or personal administration of other HR employees. Outline the steps to create such a security group and assign it to Jane. For this, we need an advanced security group called intersection security group. So how do you create an intersection security? All access to data domain, also remove it from any other domains which a user should not have access, such as personal data. So let's start with this. Let's look at a generic security group that is an intersection based. So let's use this expense partner intersection. Let's edit this. The security groups include our expense partner and expense partner by location. Check, let's do it, and let's make a copy of this group. So tenant security group, make a copy. Create a security group of the same type. So I don't want managed payment election, but I would like to have compensation by org. In the permissions, I'm going to say give it view and modify. you. Thank you. Yes, we will activate our security policy. Activate pending security. I made a copy of the security group and say, let's assign it to, I don't think we have Jane Smith, but let's see. This person does not have a Workday account as yet, so let's create a Workday account for Anthony. Now let's go to his actions, security profile. DTHR Global HR Partner, intersection. Create intersection group, select a security group from step 1. So I first created the edit security group or created a security group. Now I need to enter the security groups type user base into the intersection security group or role based. Let me make a copy of that as well. Role based copy. So open the other location. Yes, I need to activate my security policy again. Edit this, and we can now add the new security group role base that we created, and we can add it here. So on the top level, we have an intersection security group called ZTHR Partner Global HR Partner. And in there, we created the ZT Global HR Partner Security Group to include. So start with a generic security group that provide access to all data for all employees. Remove this group from compensation or compensation by org domain. Also remove it from any other domains that you should not have access, such as personal data. So I believe we need to add an other area in the security group. Maintain domain permissions. I'm adding domains to ZT Global HR Partner. Giving permission for modify access to this security group. So I've given all these domain security access to this group just to test it out. Because here we are supposed to use provide access to all data for all employees. So now we've created an intersection group from step 1, include include fields and select the region or org you want to exclude in the exclusion. For this example, use exclude global human resources as a sub-org. Global human. So all the HR partners by location, unconstrained group, do not include their data when you are running this or when you have permissions for this access. So what we're trying to say is that, in the intersection group, you can have restrictions as to what information it should show and what information it should not show. And here we can say select all organizations, say HR. I'm saying that HR operations, let's say HR services. So what I'm saying here is that intersection criteria, security groups include this global HR partner, which has these permissions that we just added. Worker data composition by organization, worker data composition by organization, and it should exclude all these supervisory organizations members' details. So any people who are in these 4 supervisory organizations, any of the members there, their information would not be visible to this security group. I'm doing it by security position organization, so I can remove the security group to exclude. Hence, now with this security group, if it's assigned to a user, say the security group is global ZTHR partner, which has worker data compensation changes or compensation management by organization, which is part of core and advanced compensation. The access rights is applies to current and all subordinate organization, and role has access to the positions they support. And in addition, we are doing an exclusion that don't show the information about these organizations and their members of these organizations. So the requirement again was we have a new HR employee, Jane Smith. She needs HR partner access to all employees globally, but she should not have access to compensation or personal information of other HR employees. So we start with a generic security group, say HR partner by location, made a copy of it, which has all the data for employees. Then it required us to remove this group from compensation by org domain and also remove it from any other domains which the user should not have access, such as personal data. To save this group, then proceed to create an intersection security group. Create the security group from select the security group from step 1 to include field and select the region or org you want to exclude in the exclusion. For this, they give the example of exclude global human resources and sub-org. And add the intersection security group to the domains, compensation by org, which the user should have access to when they view the employees. It's a bit tricky, but you have the capability to specify at the intersection group level what they cannot see or what they should not be able to see. And that is the purpose of the intersection security group. What or where you would use the intersection security group. So intersection is used when you have a security group where you would like to restrict access to specified areas of the organizations, but you would like to have the same access to the rest of the organization's data. The example given here is that a new employee, she should have HR partner access or compensation data to all the employees globally, right? But what we would like that he should not have access to all the HR partners that are parallel in her organization, because as she's an HR partner, she's part of HR operations or HR services. So I would like that she should not be able to see other HR folks' payroll information. Are we clear on this? Now, how do we do that? First, we need to create a security group that has access to such information. So in order to create a security group, I can create a brand new, then I should know all the domains, all the permissions, everything that I need to be added to that security group, they should be there. Or I can pick up a security group from view security groups like I did. I picked up the group called HR partner by location or expense partner by location. And I made a copy of that security group. So it gave me all the existing domains and policies that were already available there. So let me make another one. So this person has all these domain policy information. And I want to see whether she has compensation data or not. So first I'll make a copy of this. Tenanted security group, I go to the related actions, go to tenanted security group, make a copy of this group. And I want to select copy and create a security group with the same type. So what this helps me is it gives me all the existing permission in that security group for HR partner by location and populates it here as well for me. I would like to add compensation by org. I added two more domain policies to her or to this role, to the security group, and say I want to give them permissions, review, and modify. Say I would like to remove some of the areas that is not relevant to this. So for example, no exit interview, say no this, worker credit cards. For example, I would not like to give access to worker business assets. So I remove all the non-relevant domain policies that I believe should not be included in this security group. Let's call it, say, the key HR partner by location 2. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a copy of HR partner by location, changing or adding and removing the domain security policies that I may need in the security group, and I press OK. Then I need to activate my security policy. Look at all the permissions. Press OK. And then I go back to my primary intersection security group that I created. And then I need to add the location-based security group to here. The security groups include for the intersection criteria. And then I would like to say that all the HR operations people should be excluded from access. What I'm saying is apply to current organization or all subordinate organizations. So anybody who is in HR operations would be excluded in this group. For all the permissions that we gave here to the security group, exclude these supervisory organizations from the access. So if I'm assigning this ZTHR partner a security group to a user who is going to be a global HR partner, but I would like to exclude all the HR operation folks that their information should not be visible to whoever this intersection group has been assigned to. For example, let's copy this. And we were at Anthony, and I'm going to assign this security group to it's not going to be user-based security group. Let me look at the supervisory organization. So Anthony does not even have a manager. So let's not assign it to Anthony. Let's go to say Ella Phillips. Rules. Okay. I'll have to see the security of this as to why it's not letting me assign unless this person is part of the HR operations. So let's find somebody in sales and marketing. Now I want to assign it to somebody in HR. All right. I think there is some security issue which is not letting me add this ZT Global HR Security Intersection Group to a user. Let me circle back on this to discuss this test case further in the next session. Next is to create new role using task name maintain assignable role and click on the plus button. Well, we just did that. Enter these values for the role, HR partner, non-HR, enable for cost and supervisory, and assigned by security administrator. Button, HR partner role, non-HR. Enable for cost center and supervisory organization. Assigned by security groups. Right. Make a copy of the HR partner groups. We don't disturb access of the other users who are part of this group. Asking us to make a copy of this view role-based security group. Make a copy security permissions. Second group copy. You can also choose copy security permissions of the group. Security group copies this. Create security group of the same type. All the permissions will come through. Your names, HR partner, non-HR. Let's create a new intersection security group called. No, this is different. It says create security group. After this, use a view domain task to search for the domains. Where is this taking us? Personal data, personal information, person data, security policy in the view and modify. This is the one that we just created. HR partner node HR. Okay. We gave these two domains access to the HR partner non-HR. By going to the domains, giving them security permissions, adding them to the view and modify access, activated the security policy.